Before we start solving systems of linear equations, we first need to know what they are. And so when I have a system of linear equations, visually when I talk about graphing it, we have two lines, right? And so one of three things can happen when I graph these two lines. The first thing and the most common is that we're going to get intersecting lines. And so you're going to have two lines that intersect at some point, x comma y, because we're talking about the coordinate plane. And that is your one solution. Your one solution is where these two cross. Graphically, we've been finding intersecting lines the entire course. The second thing that's going to happen, and these two are rare, but the second thing that could happen is you could have parallel lines. So we have two lines that are side by side, their slopes are the exact same. So it means they're never going to run into each other. So because they're never going to touch or cross, that means we're going to have no solution. And when you have no solution, that is considered an inconsistent system. The third thing that can happen is that you're essentially going to have the exact same line. They're going to be wrote in two different forms, but you have the exact same line. And so when that happens, you have infinitely many solutions. And so I graphed a line on top of the line that was already there. It's kind of hard to tell. But because you have one line on top of the line, if you think about my pens right here, here's the first line. And I'm going to have that second line just right there on top. We have infinitely many solutions. So not only do I have a bunch right here, and as these keep going infinitely in both directions, we're going to have more points. And I also have an infinite amount of points right between just these two right here, right? So we have infinitely many solutions. And when we have a system that has infinitely many solutions, that is also called a dependent system.